currently raining. You know, life has been interesting. I feel that the more I've kind of been getting back into my like spiritual practices and stuff, which I won't disclose because you're not meant to, the more I feel calmer and at ease and more in sync with life. So there's been that, and then also I've been reading this cultivating female sexual energy, which is amazing because it really talks about how to take care of your health, right? By taking care of the energy within you. I think it's always great that we remember that we are energetic beings, that is before the physical, right? Before matter, we are energetic beings. And to take care of your energy, because what do we need in life? We need energy. We're always kind of sensing energy, right? Like, oh, the vibes feel off, or the vibes feel good, or I love the atmosphere in here, I don't love the atmosphere in here, or there's something off about that person. We were vibing with each other, there was chemistry. We're always using these words, right? And I feel really good today, I feel like I have loads of energy. I don't feel so good today, I feel like I have low energy, right? So we're always referring to this thing, this energy. But how often do we really sit down and think about it and think, okay, I'm an energetic being, I need to protect my energy, and what can I do to protect it? What can I do to supplement it? Because what happens when you get older, when you become elderly, you have less and less energy. But that isn't the way that it has to be. You can maintain your youth, you can reverse aging if you just know how your body works, right? Because in the Tao, because it's based on Taoism, in the Tao, they discuss how what's my point? Ah, yeah, okay. They discuss how oh my god, I'm just hearing this gone again. Ah, wait, give me a second. Hi, Sono. Okay, they discuss how spirituality isn't something. I am blessed and highly favored, thank you. I'm from England. How about yourself? In rainy England today. Hi. Hi, 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 hi. So I'll just give a moment for everybody to get in to say hello. I was just discussing my new read, Pranam from India. I mean, from England. Thank you, thank you. So yes, a happy sunrise to you, Greg. Is it cold where you are? Because it's so cold where I am. It's raining. I'm trying to stay nice and warm. I was starting to discuss Taoism. I've just been loving this book that I shared, that I've actually been, Greg, you really have motivated me. Because you tell me, right? You're like, oh, I finished this one, I finished this one. I'm like, wow, you get through them so quickly. And I was just like, I'm gonna set aside some time to actually sit and work through it, and read and make notes. I love the way you speak. Thank you. Are you being more and more cute by day? I guess so. I'm kidding. Maybe, yeah, whatever. Thank you. Thank you. I realize I feel like when people compliment, because I try to kind of keep the focus on what I'm teaching, I think I kind of don't like pay attention to them or don't receive them. And I probably should, because I'm grateful for them, and I welcome them. So I take time to, really receive and appreciate all the beautiful compliments that I get. How do you manage to look so beautiful? When you feel good on the inside, you feel good on the outside. Some books I read quickly, some I take time with and go back and reread parts. Okay, love that. See, I think it's just reading. Like, I should at least read about 5 pages, even if I take my time with them, read, make sure I understand them. I love to teach them back to someone. I find that when you read or learn to teach then you really retain the information more. So yeah, I make notes and stuff, and I've been enjoying it. Your sister posted a nice video yesterday about giving compliments. Oh, did she? I haven't seen. I don't really go on TikTok to view videos anymore a lot. I don't know. I feel like my feed is not the way it used to be, maybe I've not been engaging with the best things, but yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't really been on there. I've noticed my energy when I go on TikTok, when I go to watch a video. I'm just like kind of, I think I'm more sensitive to the fact that it's taking my energy, which is something that I was discussing today, about protecting your energy, being aware always that you are an energetic being, and how to work with that so that you can, supplement your energy, you can keep your energy, you can uh, transform it, alchemize it from something that is negative to something that is positive for you, because you're not trying to get rid of it, because at the end of the day, energy is energy, right? We don't want to just throw it away, because we have a finite amount that we have available to us. Because what happens when you get older and older, you have less and less energy available to you, but you still have the same amount of expenditure. So can you see? Hi. Morning. So can you see how when you get elderly, why you're like the way that you are, where you have less energy, you walk slower, you move slower, your health tends to decline. But if you can begin to take care, if you can begin to take care of your energy now, then you won't have that. Then you can, you'll have the secret to more youth, creativity, beauty, and all of these things. So the Tao really intends to teach you how to become spiritual through the body. Okay, it's not saying just go up here in your mental world, and well, not really a mental world, but just meditate and just that's it. Don't focus on the body. It is teaching you how to reach enlightenment through the body, to take care of the body. Because by taking care of the body, you can get to that stage. Because when you supplement your energy, when you transmute your energy, you can transform that into spiritual energy. So that's what I'm learning in the book currently, about how to take sexual energy and transmute it so I can use it for spiritual energy. And there was a really cool thing that it said in there that really hit me. Okay, it really made sense about why we have such a like skewed relationship with sexuality. Let me tell you. Let me tell you why everything you've been taught about sex, about how it's shameful, it is a question of your purity, how there should be guilt towards it. There's so much trauma, right, regarding this area. Why? Because sexual energy is extraordinarily versatile and can be transformed into many different functions. Let me say it again. Sexual energy is extraordinarily versatile, and it can be transformed into many different functions. It is so nourishing to our spiritual being. We are spiritual beings. It is nourishing to our spiritual being. The problems we have in the world right now, they are not a physical problem. They are not an emotional problem. They are not. They're uh, they are a spiritual problem. When we can take this energy and supplement and nourish our spiritual being, we are happier, we are healthier, we are wealthier, we are more open to receive the grace of the universe. But what we see in this world right now is the opposite, right? We see like, what's the word? What can I use for to, describe the state of people's relationships to their sexuality? Hi, welcome. Um, it's just a not so great relationship, for the lack of better word. Oh my god, the first chapter in the book I'm currently reading discusses the exact topic. What a coincidence. There are no coincidences, Greg, right? I don't know if you've heard of quantum entanglement. You probably have, but quantum entanglement, is where you come into someone's energy. I don't know how to describe it properly. Let me get it up, okay? Because quantum entanglement is really really interesting. Okay, me. It's essentially what I'm trying to say is when you, okay, let me just get it up. Quantum entanglement explained. Okay, it's a phenomenon which comes from quantum physics. It's when two or more particles become linked in such a way that one of what the state of one particle instantly affects the state of the other. So in this sense, what I'm saying is because your energy or my energy is linked, now we'll experience similar things. We'll go through similar synchronicities, yeah, and read the same things and just be on the same kind of energetic level. So I guess, that's it. Hi. So yeah, that is why we have such a let me search for a word that really what word can I use? Mm. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Okay, so what we're experiencing a lot is sexual repression, sexual conditioning, sexual wounds, sexual dysfunction, and sexual disconnection, right? Einstein described quantum entanglement as a spooky action at a distance. I love that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, there's a lot of hi. Good, thank you. How are you? Yeah, not bad, thank you. Good. So that is why you see a lot of the sexual shadow, right? The shadow of sexuality happening in this world right now where there's over sexualization and there is you should lead with you need to understand. Okay, you need to understand. In what sense? Oh wait, Priya, I'm back. So a couple of your shorts, you say, what if, as a hook you a lot when trying to explain things, what if lacks authority and you clearly know what you're talking about, you should. Sam, you're so kind. Thank you. I'm gonna write that down, okay? You need to understand. Okay. Love that. You need to understand. Okay, what you need to understand is that there is a reason why you are being taught certain things about how to relate with your sexuality. Like I said, the whole guilt thing, the shame thing, the not speaking about it thing, right? Some people get really uncomfortable when I speak about it on the chat, for example. It's like, oh, why are you talking about that? Because they believe that a woman, an Asian woman, speaking about something like this, is abhorrent to them, that these things shouldn't be discussed. That it says something about my character, maybe, because that's what they've been taught. You've been taught to believe these things through religious ideologies, through Christianity, for example, which talks a lot about purity culture. But when you look at what Jesus said nothing about women being impure. He said nothing about sexuality being bad. It is something that was created by people who were in the church themselves, the Christians who edited this religion, who morphed it into what it is. So yeah, what we're witnessing is a lot of sexual mental dysmorphia, you could say. Because think about it, like I said, your sexual energy is extraordinarily versatile. It can be transformed into spiritual energy. So that is what I'm going to be working on personally, to be able to transform that into spiritual energy. And then enlightenment, not that's the aim, but still, your sexual energy is life force energy. It is Jing, okay? It's principle energy, which can be transformed into chi energy. You've probably heard of chi energy in Chinese traditions, but this is the energy that is used by your body and your organs to keep them healthy. You know what happens when you watch too much TV? Do you know what happens when you're too negative? Do you know what happens when you're stressed and overthinking? You lose energy. And once it's gone, it's gone. You've let it go. And then you're surprised why you feel tired, even if you've had enough sleep. When you're losing this type of energy, no matter how much sleep you get, you're not going to be able to get that back. unless you know how to transform and transmute the energy you already have. So be it negative energy into positive energy, or your sexual energy into life force energy, something that can go into your organs. Because one thing that they say in Tao, right, is that each organ has certain virtues associated with it. So the liver is associated with kindness. So if you are kind to other people, if you are kind on this chat to other people, to me, then you're being kind to your liver. You're being kind to your health. I say much older, she was 43 and who? Wait, did I mention someone? Much older. Who's 43? She was 43. Did I forget who I was talking about? Sam, you're gonna have to tell me who you're referring to. What's the liver got to do with it? Read the last comment. Oh yeah, okay. Which one? You said the whole you need to understand thing. I'm very well, thank you. What's up? Blessed and highly favored. What's the liver got to do with it? Okay, according to the Daoists, did it not post? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. I didn't see anything. What do I do for work? What a fun question. I do lots of different things. But yeah, so the question asked about, hi, Tony Stark, welcome. What's the liver got to do with it? The liver and the different organs are associated with different virtues. So let me get them all up, okay? It's in the Taoist system of teaching, which is something you can look at. You can maybe go to ChatGPT or whatever you prefer, maybe find a book or something that helps you learn about this. For example, because the body is intricately connected to the mind and the spirit, right? Everything's connected. There is no separation. The divine union of the masculine and feminine within, the balance of our natural state that has been missing for centuries. That's where our true energy comes from. Very true. A balance, right? Just a balance in general. Hi, Kylie and Kamal. Dr. Priya. Welcome. I don't know. Okay, so what, according to Tao, what organs are linked to what good virtues? Okay. What are your views on cannabis? Interesting. Health-wise, okay. So I used to smoke cannabis. And smoking it probably isn't the best thing. I don't know, I never really looked into health better, like the health things, but from my understanding, it can affect your mental health. It depends really where you're at and how your relationship to that thing is, how your relationship to cannabis is. If you are abusing it, then it's going to lead to negative consequences, right? Like with anything, if I abuse social media, if I abuse sugar, if I abuse the internet, what's going to happen, right? So negative consequences. So it really depends on the context, how much you're using it, how often, at what age do you start using it, because it's not something that you should start using at the age of 13, 14. It really affects your mental health. And why are you using it? Are you using it to go further into your meditation, into your spiritual world? And it's not a must. It's just something that some people like to use. It's a tool. So yeah, that's my opinion. But what about those who have resections, splenic resections, etc.? The spleen is connected to something and then it's removed. Does the person lose spirituality? No, I don't believe that they lose you can't lose your spirituality. I believe, for example, I heard somewhere where the women who had like breast cancer, so they had their breast removed, but does that energetically mean that you don't have the energy of your breast anymore? And I don't believe that it does. Energetically, you still can kind of feel them. Sam, you stopped smoking weed. Can you tell me more? 9 years smoke day, but I do post work to chill out, introspection and stuff. Okay. Um, is it something you use daily? What is your relationship with it? I think the consequences was lack of productivity for me, and it was far outweighs the positives. Yes, same. Honestly, I got to the point where I would constantly write the positives and the consequences of me smoking weed, and the consequences outweighed because it did affect my productivity. It catches up to you. I turn it into a bomb. I turn it into a bomb. That happens. You know what it is? It's because cannabis is a feminine drug. It's a feminine medicine, okay? So it helps you get into your feminine energy. So what I believe may happen is that you get too much into it and then you don't have the balance of your masculine and feminine energy, because you need to be doing both. You need to have a balance of both energies. Of course, it's good to be and to feel and to relax and create, but then also it's important to be moving and like doing things and having that fire energy. You're cool, man. Nice to see you following doing as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yesterday I recorded 25 videos. I would never have been able to do that whilst high. Oh my god, yes. Honestly, if I was high, I wouldn't even go live because I would be too paranoid. Like, oh my god, am I going to be able to keep up? Am I going just questioning myself all the time, feeling embarrassed almost because I look slower. It's something that is used to relax. You're not really meant to be doing anything. You're just meant to be being. I guess that is why it's literally for you to go into your meditation. I'd say it's a medicine. We can't abuse the medicine. Literally high while this got recommended. Oh, one thing I did love to do whilst high though was to watch things like this, things that really made me go inwards and stimulated my mind. Documentaries and stuff. I love that. It was amazing because cannabis helps you really delve deeply into anything. Of course, this has the pros and cons, because you could delve in deeply into paranoia, or you could delve deep into learning something new. I used to smoke. I don't smoke anymore. You have to be empty-minded when you smoke up, otherwise it'll amplify whatever you're feeling. Yep, so true. You're doing well. Thank you. Hazard is buzzing, Lamo. Welcome. Hi, I'm Godly. Welcome. Watch Looney Tunes. Do I watch Looney Tunes? I don't. How do I tolerate people's absurd comments? I just, it depends how absurd they are. Sometimes I just put them on timeout, I ignore them, or I just respond to them. I don't know. Guys, I really used to think, because I used to be quite an anxious individual. I used to be very insecure. I used to get really scared that someone would say something to me. I used to be bullied when I was younger, in school. So the old me would be really scared to put myself out there, and I never thought I could be on YouTube live or put myself out there on the internet and open myself up to people, right? Open my energy up to people's comments and people's opinions, because it was scary, because someone could say something, and when someone would say something to me when I was younger, when I was being bullied, I didn't have a backbone, and I would take everything personally, and it would crush me. Every time it would just crush my soul, crush my soul, crush my soul. But I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like if someone does say something, I just don't take it personally. I understand it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them. So they are in their full rights to be able to express themselves. There is duality that exists in the world. I accept everything, and I don't have to allow it to enter my internal world. I can have this wall up that dictates what I allow in and what I don't allow in. Whoops, let me remove my. Okay, so to a lot of men though, the word feminine can have negative connotations. Why would I embrace my feminine? I'm a man. Very true, Greg, very true. But that requires them to go into understanding things. We can't just shut things off. Why do we have to be so narcissistic to think that, oh, I know everything, so if someone says the word feminine, I'm just going to shut them down. I'm not going to be open. It comes down to how open are you. And really, how intelligent are you? You know, open-mindedness is intelligence. Me sitting here thinking everything I think just because I thought it is right is my ego. That's egoic consciousness. When you move past that to the witness within you, to the awareness, it doesn't think. It doesn't really think at all, but it doesn't think like that for sure, you know? It's open. There are no restrictions. It's not like, oh, this, you know, this is aligned with what I think, therefore I will believe it, you know? Hi. Morning. Um, a man who's you must be lucky maturity is thank you. Uh, I'm godly. I appreciate you. Maybe I should tell you more often. I appreciate everybody here, you know. Thank you. Um, hey, Bragas. I don't know what that is. That Spanish? Good evening. Good evening. Fast. Money, welcome. Like the video. I'm good. Are you telling specific people to like the video? Could it be that people are acting out of insecurity or jealousy when they say stupid stuff? Of course. That is why I say, you know, it's all about them. It's nothing about me. I think a lot of men forget we're X, Y, not Y, Y. We're half, half. So it's good to express the feminine here and there. Wow, Sam. I love that. I love the way that you've put that. That's something that I'll try to remember and maybe make a short about and say, you need to understand. Amazing. Wow, never heard of it like that. The last few days you were coming live in my office hours. Is that a bad thing? I can't handle live. Oh, sorry, money. I know it's because I'm at work myself, so I just thought this is a good time for me to go live because when I get home I get tired and I do want to go live. He was new to the live. Come on. Oh, I'm godly. Hey, no worries. I'm not coming at you. Born and bred in the UK, is it? I am not. No, I was born in India. I moved when I was 3 to Austria, and then I moved to England when I was 8. So, been everywhere. Hi Wade, emotions is the flavor of life. To live without emotions might feel powerful, but it's actually a curse because the world becomes opaque. I agree. Emotions help us stay connected to life outside of us. If we do not experience the emotions that we are feeling, because it's natural, because what are emotions? Emotions are energy in motion. If you are emotionless, it means that you are not in touch with the energy of the world, right? You're not in touch with the world. Godly. Emotions is a flavor. Oh yeah, I read that. Are you Indian? Yes, I am. So yeah, I was talking about how sometimes emotions can drain you if you're a sensitive person. The only reason your emotions would drain you is if you identify with them. Because, Sito, you are not your emotions, you are not your thoughts. You have to become the witness, okay? Who are you beyond your thoughts, your emotions, language, memory, your senses? Think about it. Really think about it. Who are you? Who is watching this? Who's hearing what I'm saying? Who's in you that is just listening, that is just observing? Because what life is like a movie, okay? Imagine a TV screen, okay? We're going to say this is the screen, okay? The screen represents consciousness. Oh, it's me. Boom. Sorry. You know, the screen is the consciousness and the movie playing. I'm sorry, I don't want to distract you with my cuteness. It's okay, baby. Go away, go away. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so there's a movie playing. There's a character, right? You become identified with the character. You feel what the character is feeling. You get lost in the movie and you think that you are the character. When you watch a movie, why do movies feel so great? It's because you begin to become one with the character. You actually forget your sense of self. So this is the way that life is right now. You have forgotten who you really are, your sense of self, you as the witness, as an awareness. You're not this temporary character. You're not this bodysuit that you have chosen to embody right now. Accept everything. The world is full of duality for real. Exactly. You know, the world is full of duality because we learn through duality. If I am light, because that's what you could say consciousness was, right? It was light, and it was, I want to experience myself. To know yourself and to experience yourself are completely different things. So for light to experience itself, darkness had to exist, right? And then the light could see, oh, okay, I'm light, I get to experience it. For example, when we have different experiences, we see different parts of us, right? Let's say, there's a really stressful situation, a fire breaks out. You get to experience how you are in that situation. That's what life's about. It's about experiences. It's not about having specific experiences. It's just allowing experiences to flow through you and remaining a witness throughout them all. I miss your tattoo. I still don't know what it says. It's here, look. It's not gone. There we are. It's back. Say hi, and then it's gonna go because it's cold. It says Nidball, which means fearless. Can you elaborate on sexual energy, spiritual energy? Because I once met a woman who could do O without any physical. Oh, okay. I don't know if that's related. Yes, it is related actually, because your sexual energy. So your sexual energy is your life force energy, okay? Everybody has sexual energy. We came from sexual energy. Someone somewhere had sex, and then you were here. Everybody, okay? So your sexual energy is what supplements your body. It is the thing that allows you to have energy to wake up. So when you say, oh, I have energy, well, that's where it comes from. It comes from your sexual organs. For women, it comes from the ovaries, and I believe in men, let me just get my notes up, it comes from testosterone. Where are them? Okay, I'm gonna destroy it to its own heart. Yeah, I think it is testosterone. So what can happen is there's an outward pouring orgasm, and there's there's a losing energy orgasm, and there's a gaining energy orgasm. So men lose energy when they ejaculate because their life force energy, their sexual energy, is in testosterone. So when you ejaculate, you're losing your life force energy. This is why there's this hype about semen retention, okay? Women lose energy through menstruation because our energy is produced in the ovaries and it gets stored in the egg. So the egg is highly potent energy. And then energy is also used to produce the hormones which support our menstrual cycle. So that is what causes women to lose energy. So women having and engaging in sex don't really lose that much energy because they can gain it back quickly, whereas men, they lose more. So what the Tao system, which is the book I'm reading, there's a male version of this as well, that you can read from, to cultivate masculine sexual energy. So the point of this book is to teach me how to maintain and retain my sexual energy. So that would be through, like, for example, when you are engaging in sexual activity, how to, rather than lose the energy and orgasm outwards into the universe, which is very slow. Okay, let me show you what an orgasm looks like if I lose the energy. And then compared to what you can experience if you maintain the energy. Okay, so as you can see, this is about an orgasm, okay? It's the peak. So you can see slowly, energy increases, right? Sexual energy increases, it reaches a peak, and then it drops very quickly. That is a normal energy losing orgasm. But when you can maintain your energy, when you can do different exercises, such as breathing exercises and pulling the energy up to your higher centers, the energy increases, and it just increases and increases and increases. And you have something called a valley orgasm, which is a full body orgasm that is felt in your total body. Just get to the comments. Is it cold there? Yes, it is cold. One should work through their emotions and grow through them. To avoid emotions is kind of cheating, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm not really talking about avoiding them. Feel them, and be a witness to them, but don't grasp, don't attach, don't hold on to them, don't suppress them either. Express them. That's it. Expression is the best way. What are your thoughts on loyalty in a relationship between men and women? Do you believe in soulmates? And how do you live true to yourself and your partner if you're sexually attracted to other girls? Okay, so sexual attraction is normal, okay? Of course you're going to be sexually attracted to other people. It's a normal thing. Um, what are your thoughts on loyalty in a relationship between men? See, I think I'm kind of learning about it. It's not something that I've come to the point where I completely get it. Because we live in such a patriarchal world. To think anything outside of patriarchy and the nuclear family just seems weird, right? So it's something that I'm kind of learning myself. Do I believe in soulmates? It's interesting. I don't know. Like, I guess they could exist. Who am I to say whether they don't? For me, you are on your own journey, okay? And you're going, let's say there's a path, right? There's a destination, there's a story, there's a journey that you're taking, right? Not I'm not trying to say get from A to B, but there's kind of like a path that goes, right? In life. You're walking on that path. People will come and they might walk with you for a day, they might leave. Some more, and then you're alone again, then more people come and they might stay with you, they may leave, but you continue walking your path. Does that make sense? So you are here on your own journey. The people that come into your life are important, of course, everybody's important, they are you, but ultimately the journey is your own. Does that make sense? How do you live truly to yourself and your partner? Well, connect to yourself, know thyself, know who you are, and not like who are you as Kylie and Kumar, like, oh wait, I guess Kumar, yeah, Kumar, that's your name, I'm guessing. Not as that, but like, who are you as the awareness that you are, the consciousness that you are. Know yourself as that. So it's unethical for you to help a man finish. Yeah, I guess so. I guess it can be done every now and then. Sam, it's something that sorry that my I'm replying to I'm trying to, sorry if the comment is behind in time, but it's something that you can explore. I think it's really, really important that we know how to take care of our sexual energy, to learn more about our bodies. We live with them, so it's best that we know how to manage them well, in the best way, in the most efficient way. What is this book? Can you name it? Yes, this book is called Healing Through the Tao, which is spelled Tao. Cultivating Female Sexual Energy by Mantak Chia. So there's a male version of this as well that you can get. Oh, I thought it was a Tao Te Ching when you held that book yesterday. I've not read the book you're holding. Okay. Yeah, Greg. Would recommend. Could someone like somebody, even if they're in a happy relationship with a different person? See, though, a lot of times when we like someone, it's very unconscious. It's to do with our shadow self, okay? Because oftentimes it is, depending on where we are on our journey, of course, it's not the same for everybody, but sometimes we like someone because they remind us of a parent that wasn't so great to us, or we have trauma with, not that this applies to anybody, but I'm just telling you, it can happen like that we don't know why we're attracted to them. But think about it this way, okay? You don't just like someone, you choose to like them to some extent. Because if there is someone, let's say I find someone attractive, right? Okay, wait, someone's coming that I'm going to be talking to, so I'll be hi, good morning.
Sitting in the dark again.
I told you I don't like artificial lights. They're not good for you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, yeah.
Good.
Even better if it weren't for the rain, boy.
Oh, yes.
I
I hear you. But it's important, right?
And you're a bit chilly back there as well, by the looks of it.
Yeah, I don't know how to turn the radiator on.
Well, there's a fan heater there.
Wow. How did I only just see that? Thank you.
So, turn it on, you should be alright.
Yeah, it might help a little bit. Are you not cold?
I am when I come outside, but when I'm in the workshop, I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm moving around and what have you.
Yeah.
I'm still off then.
Yeah.
Oh well, put the fan heater on, it will be better for you.
Yeah, well.
Anything for me today?
Unit 11, right?
Unit 11, Victoria Woodton.
I'll remember it one day. 1, 4, 5.
this weekend?
Not yet. Not yet. No, I think we're doing our house up, so maybe painting. Is it alright? Yeah.
I can't avoid DIY, I can't.
What? Oh, why?
I just don't like it. I find it incredibly boring.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I work all week,
Mm-hmm.
and then my leisure time, I want it to be leisure.
Yeah, I get that.
It's just the way I am.
Yeah.
I've never enjoyed it. But sometimes needs must, I know.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope it is what it is. So, trying to think what oh yeah, the Wolves are playing Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to the game of the match. And then Sunday I'm catching up with some old friends in the town. So, but I have warned them that, look, as far as I'm concerned, Sunday's a school night. So I won't be stopping out all night.
No.
I'll only be out. Meet about 4 and I'll be going home about 8 because I've got to come to work every morning.
That's good. That's good.
So yeah, we'll see. I think we finally saw the end of summer, ain't we?
I think so. Maybe. Well, it was bound to happen, right? Seasons.
Autumn's finally arrived.
Yeah. It's not so bad if it wasn't raining, but I mean, the rain is important, I guess.
I don't mind the cooler weather. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd rather it be sunny all year for me. I mean, if it was left to me, we'd have sunshine up until Christmas Eve, then it could snow, and we'd have a white Christmas.
Oh my god.
And then back to sunshine on Boxing Day. That's the
Love
way
it, yes, that sounds perfect.
But, yeah, okay, the cooler weather is, but I don't like rain. It's pain in the arse. I don't like snow even more. We'll see what the weekend is. It takes about if you're working, but when you're trying to be out in it, it's a bit more awkward, isn't it?
It's very true.
So you want your nan bread bringing to you on Friday, yeah?
Yes.
Which one do you want?
The potato one, other one.
The other one.
Yes. You may win it.
And you want everything that goes with it.
Please, thank you so much.
Do you want an Indian tea bringing?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
You're spoiling me.
I know I am, I know.
I love it.
I'll see you tomorrow. Then,
Yes, take care.
Have a good day.
And you, see you. Sorry, sisters. I'm back. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go back through the comments. Okay, could someone okay, yeah. So yeah, I was talking about liking people. So if there's someone attractive, right? If I choose, but they're in a relationship, I choose to take my thoughts towards them. I choose to look at them. I choose to pay them attention. I have self-control. I can choose to not do that because I understand there's a boundary now that they're with someone that it wouldn't be okay. Does that make sense? So it's like we choose to take ourselves there. We can stop ourselves. So liking someone to some extent does become a choice. Thank you. How many clients do you currently have and what do you charge usually? Okay, Sam, let's discuss this. I'll message you on Instagram and we can discuss this, okay? Deep thoughts, I'm up. Oh, Jose. Thank you, Greg. Hooking up is more about getting the girl, knowing the girl. She's physically attractive. That's all. It's all about. Relationship is more about getting to know the girl. Marriage is a declaration. Hooking up, and for example, like the more I guess I'm learning and the more I'm becoming aware. And now I used to get mad when men would look at me sexually, like for example, if I'm walking and there's a car going by and someone's looking and they're like kind of looking at me like I'm a piece of me. I used to get mad, but I don't now because I understand that first of all, it has nothing to do with me. I used to feel disgusted within myself. I used to feel shamed. I feel impure and dirty because of it. But now I know that it's not about me. I'm not impure. I'm not dirty just because I'm a woman and I've been blessed with this body. That it says something about them. It says something about their sexual energy and the level of consciousness at which they're functioning at. So this whole hookup culture, has been created so you don't have a good relationship with your sexuality, because there is so much depth and so much power that can come from being in a loving relationship with someone, and you're engaging in healthy sex, and you're energetically, mentally, physically healthy. The power that can come from that. For example, Jesus and Mary Magdalene did this. They did sex magic. There's something called sex magic that helped Jesus get to the point of where he became enlightened and he had the powers available that to him that he did through this. Greg is not a bot. I will be married soon and I'm on a journey to understand myself. I don't want to end up deceiving anyone in the future. And this thought about getting attracted to other women just fears me out. It's okay. Look, finding someone attractive is natural. It's about what you do after that, right? Because also, it's the thing is, maybe like someone can step in, maybe Greg or someone or Wade or you guys are men. You know more than me because I'm not a man. I don't know, but I don't know how it works, but I feel that if you have like sexual control and sexual discipline, that will help, right? You understand your sexuality better, you're connected to your sexual energy, and you understand that you don't want to leak it in the wrong places. I think it's just understanding your energy, but I can't tell you for exact what to do. Like I said, I'm not a man. I don't know yet. I haven't come across and I don't want to just give you advice on something that I'm not aware of. Okay, let's have a chat. Have you seen the new show, The Girlfriend? It's so good with your perspectives. I'd love to hear your opinion. I have not seen it. I'll watch it. What is it on, Sam? I'm glad I am hearing these pure thoughts. It came to this powerful. Thank you. That's what I'm afraid of, what I might do afterwards. Okay, so I guess Kumar, what it is alluding to is that you don't trust your your ability to control yourself sexually. A lot of men have this, right? I mean, that's why partly religion was created, because they wanted to they wanted to like control the women, to bind the women, right, in bondage, so that the women have the responsibility of helping them become sexually controlled. Does that make sense? So men couldn't control their sexual energy, so they put the responsibility on the woman. You should have said no. You shouldn't have dressed like that. You shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have gotten too drunk. You shouldn't have gone home back with him. But what about the man? He did it, right? But it's not about him. It's about her. And you're welcome, Sito. You're welcome. I mean, I've been trying to control and understanding myself in a better way. Anyways, appreciate. You're welcome. Prime. Okay, I don't have Prime, so I'll try find it somewhere. The Girlfriend. I'll try find it. A strong masculine energy should not be swayed by every woman. Having purpose and control makes you more attractive. Very true. Very, very true. Adaptive healing medicine, maybe you can tell us your name and also tell us you can tell us more about how men can do this. Seems like you have much more information than I do. And Greg, I appreciate you. I don't want to use it because obviously I was going to use it for one thing and then I was like, no, we have to respect boundaries. But I appreciate that. I actually have something that I want to watch. There's a movie, The Huckabees something. It's a really cool movie that talks incorporates spirituality and the truth of life. The Huckabees something. So, yay. Is speaking multiple languages considered attractive? Of course. It is. It's your ability to communicate in different ways, and you have different personalities when you communicate with people in different languages also. Sorry, just give me seconds. I'll message you about that. Okay. Me? Okay. Hello all, my name is Thomas. Oh, thank you, Thomas. This is just from the observation of masculine versus feminine energy. Okay. Thank you, come on, my friend called me beautiful. Oh, I'm such a recently. Oh, I love that. Nice. Thank you, Vijay. Thank you. But yeah, I have heard about, maintaining that energy. Even for example, on sapiosexuality. Is sapiosexuality where you find someone's intelligence sexy? Because that's me. Meaning, okay, wait, I think it is. Attracted to intelligence. Yeah, I mean, shouldn't that be all of us? Of course it's attractive, right? Yeah. What's your opinion on it? Okay, when is your marriage? Can I attend your marriage? Applied Taiji Yin Yang theory. Okay. My marriage is not going to be happening anytime soon. I don't think I want to get married. It's not that I wouldn't want to be in relationship with a man, but I just don't think that I want to get the government involved in it. It's just gonna be okay. Thomas, you're such a vibe, and shout out to other trains as well, Thomas and friends. It's okay, we can joke in here. That's me too, haha. Okay, so yeah, of course. I think it's when you value intelligence and a deeper way of thinking, maybe you value it in other people, right? And I guess we're attracted to it in other people because it is something that we desire or something that exists within us. Does that make sense? So if I really value someone who just looks good, then it's because I'm focused on looking good. Which brings me to a point. When you like someone and it becomes just about how they look, that is a reflection of you and the way you see life. I guess maybe I'm stating the obvious, but sometimes I guess the obvious isn't too obvious, so we forget. But yeah. If I only like someone for their looks, that just means I value looks really highly. That's all I see. I'm not able to see beyond that. And I used to be that. I used to be like, okay, not good looking, good looking. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give you my attention. And I don't really care about anything else. That's it. Like, I think unconsciously that's what I used to think like, because I used to put so much emphasis on looks. It's only till recently I'm like, no, obviously, because this is just a bodysuit, okay? This is nothing. Your looks are nothing compared to who you are, your energy, the way you think, the way your understanding of life, your awareness, and yeah. It's not to flatter you, but you're too beautiful. You have struck my heart. Thank you, Deb. I thought you must be someone old to have such a nice thoughts. Don't get me wrong, you look pretty and young, beautiful. Thank you. Kidaji, Kidaji. Chardikala. Very. And we have been conditioned on what good looks are. Yes. Yes. Okay. I reposted something on my Instagram, which is something I know there's not many women in this chat, I don't think. But it's okay. It's something that I want to share with them anyway. Okay. So when a woman becomes when a woman ages, she becomes more beautiful, okay? The obsession with youth in women is an eroticized wound. And Lauren Kren, by the way, he's an amazing person who speaks on masculine energy, about the feminine energy, and reaching a balance. So he says, our society has conditioned women to equate aging with losing beauty, to pedestalize youth. The damage is immense. Forget youth. True radiance comes from inner work. Your energy expands. While the body ages, your light deepens and you become more beautiful. The obsession with youth is conditioning, a culture that fears women in their true power. A radiant woman full of wisdom cannot be impressed with the superficial. She calls for depth, she calls for truth. Here is my take. What hides beneath the obsession with youth is not biology, but the desire for naivety. A woman who has not fully stepped into her power. A woman who lets a man get away with unconsciousness. The perfect place to avoid facing one's shadow. Biology is not an excuse. Across cultures, attraction changes with values. In many tribal cultures, beauty is seen in energy, radiance, and spirit, not in age or skin. A woman who believes she loses beauty as she ages has been told a lie. Within her is a well of radiance waiting to be unlocked. A man who finds a mature woman less beautiful has been conditioned to only see a body, not a soul, nor energy. Imagine a world where beauty is not defined by looks or age, but by energy. When consciousness expands, we see souls, not surfaces. Someone becomes beautiful because they radiate truth, love, not because they are hot. Boom. Okay. Appearance can be a reflection of the internal too. It can, the genetic and cellular health, but we do work hard to make it surface compared to the deep. See, that is something that I completely agree with, Thomas. Because how you feel truly does radiate from your skin, right? But I think we could allude that to radiance. Do you think that the person just adheres to Eurocentric standards of beauty, being skinny and light skinned and having certain features, or is beauty the radiance you see in someone? Because you can see someone and they don't align with Eurocentric standards of beauty, but they have this radiance, right? That you can see, that you can feel, and that is what draws you to them. And I think that's perfectly okay. Do I watch Bollywood? I used to. I don't really often. Not really, not much. I haven't recently. I did try to. I watched 10 minutes of a movie and then I stopped. Attractiveness is the lowest hanging fruit of the tree of the person. The least interesting thing about you, right? Vya kar vya mere naal. Thank you, G. But nay, thank you, G. Do you have tips for books, podcasts, or improving life in general? Also, do you speak French? Oui, je parle en France. Je parle le français. Un peu? Un peu. Un petit peu. Non? Petit peu, as in peas, but just a little bit, like a tiny bit, okay? I do have tips for books. What kind of, okay, podcasts and books? The thing is with books, there are so many different things that I could say. Do you have anything in specific that you would like healing your inner child, about thoughts? Are you overthinking about something spiritual, like reincarnation, about how to improve your habits, about sexual energy? If you give me just a specific, and in terms of podcasts as well, I can hopefully point you in the right direction. Guys, just give me a second. I'm gonna put this heater on so I don't have to wear so many. Okay. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna put it right next to me, maybe. Okay. Oh, it smells. Yes. Oh, okay. I mean, maybe I'll put it on the floor. Oops. Okay, there we go. Oh, how have I only just... Oh my god, the drawer came out. Okay. Whew. Okay. To see 15 chats में है बोल के आए हो rejected ना हो. Kumar, so please do like and share. That's a wonderful quote. I wish I was smoking a blunt, man. Where thank you, so much truth in what you just read, Priya, right? 100%. Our age holds our experience. If we have negative experience, and we will grow ugly. Yeah, I mean the mind. The negative experiences with positive mind can make us richer. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Chinese face reading, but Chinese face reading is about reading the face. So after the age of 30, the things that you have been feeling, the emotions, the thought patterns, and all of these things, they show on your face. Different lines on your face, they can tell you what age this person was traumatized at. So your face is always changing. So the healthier you get, the more you release emotional wounds and traumas, the more your face shape changes. It's something really cool. You guys have to check it out if it interests you. Mercy, mon ami. How old are you, Greg, if you don't mind me asking? Greg is 45. How about we all suggest one book and one podcast for Sito? Oh, I love that, Greg. Can I talk to you? Sorry, of course you can. Paul Coelho, okay. Alpharisa is reading art of face reading too. Oh, Alpharisa. Okay, let me write that down. I'm not heard of that. Alpharisa. is the burden of art face reading. Okay, thanks, Greg. Okay, so let me write. I'm gonna suggest a book. What book has really helped me that I've loved for what would I suggest? Let me think. What am I reading right now? Let me just go through my books. Okay, Silence of the Heart. No. Okay, you know something? Okay, I know what I'm gonna recommend. So let me just go on my live. Anatomy of Spirit is what I will recommend. By Caroline, I believe. Caroline Miss. No, I spelled Miss wrong. It's Miss MYSS. The Power of Now by Eckhart podcast listen to Drew Huberman. Okay, in terms of podcasts, you know what, I'm gonna suggest Layla Martin. I don't know, it's just Layla. I love Layla. Especially her one on being a good girl. I think it's one of the recent ones she released. I don't know if you're into that, but I think it's always cool to expand the things that we know about, right? Maybe go beyond what we usually look into and have a wider understanding of the world. The experience is external, internal, and external bad experience can still be overcome positively internally and vice versa. So internal wisdom seems the key. Bend fate in your favor. I love that way. Yeah, I get that, because it's you know, it comes back to trauma. If anybody wants to read a really good book on trauma, Walking with the Tiger is a really good book for trauma. So what he talks in there is am I daily? I try to be daily. It's kind of, I go with the flow, Kumars. So trauma, okay, so trauma happens. Trauma, anything can be traumatizing, okay? A loud sound for a child can be traumatizing, or okay, maybe let's not use that example, but anything can be traumatizing. It depends on the person. Whether that becomes trauma and you retain that in your body depends on you. First of all, how grounded you are. So your spirit is in your body, right? So you're able to take action. You're able to go into fight or flight, not freeze. Because when you go into freeze, that is when the trauma freezes in your body. And then you have the trauma which you carry around with you forever, right? Until you release it. But if you can fight or flight, so there's a tiger in front of you. You're like, okay, I've got to either fight this tiger or I need to run. And you do that, boom, you're good, because you've used all of the energy. The energy you feel when there's something traumatic happening is the energy of a tornado. That is the energy that is going through your body, all the adrenaline, all the energy. It's intense. So what you need to do is you need to express it, right? Fight or flight, not freeze. Because imagine all of that energy being stuck in you, and then you carry that around with you. It becomes a burden. It becomes really troublesome. Where am I from? I'm from England. Can I tell you? Okay, Layla Martin. Okay, so Layla Martin is someone that has really helped me on my yes, Peter Levine, that's the one. Layla has really helped me in understanding my relationship to my sexuality, about overcoming things like shame and guilt, understanding the patriarchal systems that exist, why we have the views that we do towards sexuality, how it has affected women. You know, she's just incredibly intelligent. She you know, derives her wisdom from Tantra. So she talks a lot about Tantra, and she has amazing women on there, men on there as well, who they talk about sexuality, you know, that is like the main aim of it. Because look, we have a huge shadow around sexuality, and this is something that is linked to our very being. Like I said earlier, your sexual energy is incredibly versatile and is forms your energy in your body, right? So if you have a negative relationship to your sexual energy, you're going to have a negative relationship to life, to your creativity, to your happiness, to your wealth, to everything. So it's about like learning how to own pleasure, sex magic, sex rituals, about the history of patriarchy, Christianity, all of that. It's super interesting. Trauma can be stored in the fascia as body worker. Something. Oh my god, you're a body worker. That's so cool. Some of the emotional releases can be profound. Are you based in England by any chance? Pagal hai tu pagal. Ji hai. Our sexual energy is a huge part of our culture. Absolutely. It affects everything. I've grown up reading Oscar Wilde and Enid Blyton, and I somehow ended up relating to fantasy-based stories and link them with life learnings. I love that. You can learn from something from everything, right? Oscar Wilde. Is that a book? Oscar Wilde comes to mind. I studied him in English. What was it? I can't. Honestly, Layla Martin is a good listen to if you're a man, to get a different perspective on energies that we often hear from male spiritual speakers. Of course, definitely. See, the picture of Dorian Gray. I don't. Maybe it was it. I don't think. So. Maybe I'm getting it confused with someone else. I don't think it was that. Maybe it was. I don't know. I have negative energy with my eyes. What? Why? What do you mean? There's negative energy in them. I went to a pundit, okay? He told me that I didn't have any negative energy left. I'm kidding. But tell me more. What is this? Right, Thomas? Tell us. But yeah, I think it's always great to hear things from different people, different perspectives, and from women talking about spirituality, right? Because a lot of like people in the spiritual field can tend to be men, like writers. I mean, Montag, he's a man. Eckhart Tolle, he's a man. So many people, they're men, right? And I think it's interesting to get everybody's perspective and just to be as open-minded as possible on these different things. They look exhausted, take a rest, they will shine again. It's interesting you say that because I feel that today. I can actually feel they feel exhausted. I don't know why. I did get sleep yesterday. I just feel a little bit tired today. So it's amazing that you see that. How would you suggest that one could get adequate rest? Would you say that is just sleeping, or like what? Maybe just closing them. But it's interesting. I guess the more you look at them now, the more I'm looking at them, the more I'm like, oh my god, they look tired. Thank you for that. They will shine again. Yeah, no, we'll definitely try to get some rest today. Oh, rest is a good topic. It is a good topic, right? Because what is rest? We're always being told to rest, but what does that mean? Can I say what I think it means? I think it means not necessarily sleeping, but doing nothing. So not reading, not writing, not watching something, something where you're just being completely effortless. There's like effortlessness. I found getting a Garmin made me want to actually improve my sleep score. And now when I feel tired, but the Garmin says my sleep is good, I know the feeling of push through. Interesting. What's a Garmin? Is that something like a machine that tells you how well you slept? I'm guessing it is. I had this app called Sleep Cycle, which was, I don't know if it was accurate though, because how do you even know, right? Apparently you could tell like how well I was sleeping. I have turned my nerves into stone, but heart refuses to become like stone. Interesting. Can you tell me more about that? What do you mean you've turned your nerves into stone? I'm glad your heart hasn't turned into stone. Biofeedback device. Okay, nice. Hi. I've turned my... Oh, okay. Okay. Right, let's... What kind of music do I like? I don't... I like Gwalia. I love Gwalia. Okay, so I stopped listening to mainstream music. I don't really listen to a lot. But a song that I heard recently, Kumar, is Dam Maro Dam Mit Jaye Hum Bolo Subha Sham Hare Krishna Hare Ram, which is an old 1960s Hindi song talking about smoking weed and like Mit Jaye Hum, as in like becoming awareness, you know, like there's no sense of self left, and then in the same breath saying chant night and day Hare Krishna Hare Ram. I don't know, I like it. There's something interesting about it. I like the whole Mit Jaye Hum. There's no me left, you know. I doubt. Thomas, have you heard of Tantra practitioner called Maharam? Okay, I think you'd like listening to it too. I'm gonna write that down. I have not heard of her. Let's see. You know, this is something I actually wanted to ask you, Greg. How well versed are you with Tantra? It's a fitness watch wherever you live. So 9 to sleeping at 9 to 2 a.m. prime time. Yeah, honestly, I haven't been sleeping at 9 a.m. I mean 9 p.m. Sorry. I didn't sleep at 9 yesterday. I slept at 10. I think just after 10. We'll get back on it, Shari. I need whatever you're smoking. Do you hippie vibes? I love hippies. Hare Krishna Hare Ram. Where are you from? England? Yes, man. I have lived in the Himalaya. Oh wow, that's so cool. Yeah. How well are you guys? How well is everyone versed with Tantra? Tantra is something that really interests me. I don't know. I feel like, you know, I realized that like I had this realization that yeah, I really like Sikh teachings and I learn a lot from them. But I guess I don't know if it kind of goes into like things like pleasure and like the body and the energy in the body. Maybe I don't know, maybe I haven't searched it enough, but I like learning about all different things, you know. Like I say, there are infinite ways to his abode, and like learning different things. My mom's a proper hippie. She's got a camper van, calls it Clementine. Probably makes me sound like a posh twat. Yeah, but she's amazing. Oh my god, that's so cool. That is so cool. Honestly, hippies just, you know, being normal in a society that is unhealthy is not a good thing. So hippies were seen as abnormal, right? But I feel like they were onto something. They were definitely onto something. They understood life, but everybody like you know, marginalizes or judges them, or I guess maybe because they live differently. But they were, like I said, they were onto something. Maybe everybody was just jealous that they get to live in a way, you know, that's so uninhibited and free and fun and connected, and not so like so repetitive. I would love that. I would love to just maybe have a van or like an RV or something and just travel, maybe, you know, just go wherever life takes me. Why do I have to like settle down? And you know, migration is like one of the most like the thing that we've been doing the most, right, as humans. Tantra is something I've started learning more about recently. There's a lot of common misconceptions about Tantra, but it's very much to do with union within. It is. One of the most meditative experiences was chanting Hare Krishna at an earth festival, like sleeping a week in an hour in terms of rest and refreshment. Wow. Oh my god, I love chanting. I think being around people, being in that energy, and everybody is doing it, like that's why I think I love to go to the temple so much, like the Gurdwara, because they do it. There's a point where for about 10 minutes you chant. So you'll say the Mool Mantra and then you'll do Waheguru, right? And I love hearing everybody do it. Or when the prayer is happening and everybody's saying the prayer, sometimes I just love being quiet and just feeling that I don't exist and feeling the vibrations through me. Like there's empty space through me and I can feel the vibrations. I learned more about, like I had realizations about listening. Listening requires you to disappear. To truly listen to someone, you have to be empty. And then when you begin to listen with your whole body, you're empty. right? And then what is emptiness? It's the void, it's awareness. One of the most, okay, yeah, is your tattoo a stick? Poke or tattoo from a gun? It's a tattoo from a gun. I mean, Hinduism and a lot of things written in our books like Gita and Ramayana are pretty accurate, and the teachings are profound. It's very true. I will, yeah. I think I need to like find a. Do you have any books that you could recommend on Tantra? Like, where are you learning more about Tantra from? All of those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. I love that. I love that. Wow. Wow. So true. So true. They had it all figured out, you know. If I walked into your room and you was chanting, I'd lose my head. But I understand it's something people do. You know, Sam, it's something that isn't I'm from England. I'm in England. It's something something that is more common in Eastern spirituality. So I was watching this documentary that was talking about awakening the mind, and it was saying that you know, these individuals, it was obviously based in the West. The people who had made this documentary, they were Caucasian. So they were talking about how they were trying to connect with something bigger than them and their spirituality, but they couldn't find, like, it was difficult to do that through Western spirituality. That's why they went to the East. That's where you find a lot of people go to the East, right? To learn about how to connect to themselves. They go to India to find themselves. And the thing is, in India, things like mantra, repetition is common. They understand that it's a good way to connect with yourself. So yeah, it sounds weird in the West, but I think you know, there are different ways to connect with the divine, and chanting is definitely one that I love. Like mantra repetition, love that. There's so much power in it. I think you only understand when you actually do it. But of course, I get it sounds a bit weird when you first think about it. But where are you from? What do I do at the temple? Okay, so when I go to the temple, Greg, I use it as a time to meditate. I don't have any pressure of like I need to do this or do this. I don't read, because obviously you can go get a good gasab and read, but I don't think many people do that actually. Bart is playing, so people are reading and reciting the Sri Guru Granth Sahib, and I'll be listening, but I'll be in a meditative state. So I just sit and meditate, and then I love listening to the vibrations of people chanting the Yardas. And then obviously, you know, when we're chanting just for like 10 minutes, and then Kirtan is playing, so listening to devotional music, talk about God. It's just a certain type of energy. You know, Ananda Mamai, she said, always be in the remembrance of God, always be chanting, don't let your mind be idle, right? Because when you're chanting, there's one vibration, one high divine vibration that you are listening to. There are not 100 voices in your mind speaking to you. Does that make sense? Usually we have loads of voices, right? I spoke about this the day before yesterday, I believe, where there are many voices in your head, one saying do this, don't do this, but you train yourself to listen to one, and then you can't, it calms your nervous system, it releases stress, it transforms your body and your energy. Yes, the book I'm reading now is The Divine Union. Okay, The Divine Union. I didn't know that was Tantra. The Divine Union of the Masculine and Feminine. By Katrina Boss. Love that. Okay. I believe a lot of people didn't catch on to the hippie stuff is because they associate it with drugs too much, and there's a drugs that grows stigma, misinformation is the reason for most things. Green Child, oh my god, yes, so true. You know, I studied criminology at university, and we studied the war on drugs, and you know, it became very obvious that this war on drugs was about anything but drugs. It was about getting people from certain ethnic backgrounds into trouble. Black people, Mexican people, especially in America, you know, that's where it started. And also it's because they couldn't control people, because they understood, because they were taking drugs, not like heroin or cocaine or crack. They were taking psychedelics, which were helping them see life differently, to connect to a higher expanded level of consciousness. And of course they don't want you to know what exists, right? then you won't abide to their system. You can't be controlled. One of my thoughts on Vedanta. You know, I haven't really searched into Vedanta in depth yet, but I hear a lot about like little snippets I see, for example, on Pinterest of like quotes and stuff, and they say it's Advaita Vedanta, and I really like it. Maybe you can tell me more about it. I'm straight. I don't like men. I hate sex. I don't eat non-veg. I spend most of my time alone. I'm an introvert. I have 0 friends since childhood. I don't drink tea, coffee, and milk. Okay, Suvida, thank you so much for sharing that. Wait, did you say something more after this? Okay. When I'm frustrated or my anxiety level kicks in, I'll spend my time in my dark room. I love calmness. I love riding my vehicle alone after 12 because no sound pollution, cool air, and more peace. Okay. Thank you for sharing. I love that. I love how much you know yourself. That. Okay. Chanting is like praying in the song. In my opinion, might seem different from to Western customs. Indeed, never trust a person that tries to separate yourself from God or offers themselves as God between. Yes, Thomas. Yes, that is how you know the difference between someone who's a real spiritual teacher or a guru. It's, do they connect you more to God and to yourself, or do they connect you to them and make you dependent upon them? Okay, you've already learned a lot from it, Greg. Love that. That's a quote from I Am That. Oh, the I Am That. Is that a book too? Shall I be writing that down? Let me write that down. Oh, I love book suggestions. A lot of things in this world that one might not know. The only thing that matters is how willing we are to learn something that you aren't aware of. How well do you receive it with emptiness? Wow. Kumar, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. There is an issue with hippie culture. My brother got into culture. They have issues with purpose. Interesting. What does life mean to me? Life mean to me? Enjoy it. Be open. Remember God. Learn. Love. Laugh. Play. What about you? You may have had some bad experiences worse. Maybe a fresh start with no preconceptions towards this world will be a good start. The world is a messy place right now, but try again. I'm mentally suffering. Do I have to change my routine? Am I mentally? I mean, Suvida, okay. I wanted you to ask a question because I'm very wary about going and just telling someone to do something. But I'm glad you asked. Okay, so you said that you don't like men. You hate sex, and okay, I think the not liking and hating something, I think that's where the problem would be. Why is that? You know, I mean, it's not something you have to share on here if you don't want to. You can contact me privately if you'd like, if you don't feel like sharing. But I mean, you could share, you know, like, why do you feel like that? Because whenever we feel an extreme towards someone, that's a problem. There's something there that needs to be unpacked. Maybe there's trauma. I'm guessing it's trauma, or, you know, something that is making you feel like that. Because it's a way of relating, and the way we relate to things outside of us say a lot about what's going on inside of us. Do you heard of Ashtavakra Gita? I have not. Okay, very powerful teaching in that book. Okay, let me write that down. Ashtavakra Gita. Okay. Thank you. It's a very good question. Could you write? Can I write a book about book recommendations? Greg, you are too right. You are too right. I love giving book recommendations, and I love taking them. How many countries have you traveled, and which one did you most prefer? Okay, I've traveled to a few. Which one did I most prefer? You know what I realized? It's not about where you go, it's about how you feel, and what you're going through at that time. Like, because I went to Croatia, and it was the most beautiful country ever. It was stunning, but I was having the worst time of my life, like the most traumatic experience of, like, one of the most traumatic experiences of my life. I was going through that. So it really dampened the mood on, like, how much I could enjoy it. So I would really say it's about you. You take you everywhere, right? But I love anywhere warm with the beach, near the ocean. I love Turkey, loved Greece, I loved India. I lived in Austria, so I loved Austria. Just anywhere. I love traveling. I love like new places. What you write in the neck below. It says Nirpal. Life is so beautiful, my friend. It is. Yes, I mean, the ultra-driven CEO also has issues with purpose. They're too much driven. My brother spent time in intentional communities, and the basics were not well looked after, though. आप कहाँ से हो? मैं इंग्लैंड से हूँ. Have you visited India? I have. Is purpose functional? On one side and metaphysical on the other. The material needs and the spiritual needs. Where are you? You know, guys, if we look at life through the lens of who we actually are, like we are the witness, right? The witness had no purpose other than to witness itself, to experience. Maybe that's the whole purpose of life, to experience. It didn't have like a goal, right? What do you think? That sounds like facilities-based problem, not a purpose-driven problem, but it's a problem of logistics. We'll put Wade. Which state? Punjab. Punjab. Wait, did I say I'm Indian? Yeah, I did say I'm Indian, right? Yeah, Suvida, if you're still here. Are you still here? ਓਏ ਤੂੰ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਵਾਰ ਲਾਈਵ ਤੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਨਾ ਆਵਾਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਹੀ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਕਰੋ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕੰਪਲੇਨਾਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ I've been to all those except India, but I would like to go one day. I've been all over the world. I need to go to Australia and New Zealand to get that checked off. Nice. And where would you say that you've enjoyed the most, and why was it that you enjoyed that the most? Haryana in Panipat. Okay, I've been to Haryana. I've been through Haryana. ਮੈਂ ਕਦੋਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਤੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਛੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਲੱਗੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਤੂੰ ਫੇਰ ਆ ਗਈ ਪਰ ਚਲ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਚ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੋਣਾ my mistake hi superb man. I will follow you on Instagram. I'll catch you later on live. I rarely watch any live streams. I'm getting YouTuber myself. I was craving on here to be honest. Oh, thank you, Kumar. Thank you. Yes, connect on Instagram. That's a great way. A gaming YouTuber. That's really cool. I'll tell my brother that I spoke to someone who's a gaming YouTuber because he wants to be a gaming YouTuber himself. So yeah, and also listen to Kojan Ojala and Shub if you don't. I used to love them. I just don't listen to that kind of music anymore because I'm very wary about the kind of lyrics and music like vibrations that I allow into my system. But every now and then when I feel like having a dance, or like my sister's playing the car, so I'll listen. Different places for different reasons. I think Senegal changed my view on a lot of things, seeing how people live, but I also went to the Arctic. Are you kidding me? You went to the Arctic and saw how Inuit people live also. That was eye-opening. That's amazing. Wow. Hawaii fish. Oh my God, I really want to go to Hawaii. I've just always kind of had this thing for Hawaii. I feel like it's just calling me. My personal experience, not my imagination. Suvida. I would love to speak more about this if you want to speak more about it. But like I said, if you don't feel comfortable speaking here, we can always speak elsewhere. Thank you, Greg, and I appreciate it. It was lovely speaking to you all. Thank you, Kumar. Take care. Hawaii is amazing. Oh my God, I have to go. I feel like I'm meant to live in a tropical place. In a tropical land. Next to the sea, next to the ocean, you know? Oh my God, she lived there for 3 years. Wow. How did she do this? Can you talk me through the logistics? Did she get citizenship? Did she get a visa? How did she get this visa? How did she do this? Music recommendations. DJ Teddy Kuma, a bar. Oh no, Hiroshima plays soul and great light. Daily. Hi. Okay, DJ Teddy Kumar. What else do I listen to? I listen to a lot of Kirtan and Qualia and And just so lovey-dovey because they have like good vibes, you know? It's all love and stuff. To everyone seeking present, last song suggestion of the day. Arriving somewhere, not here. Pokemon tree. Adios, everyone. Adios. Adios, chico. I feel hungry. Oh, it's because it's 12. Okay, guys. It's been a blast. I've enjoyed myself thoroughly. I'm going to have some lunch now. Thank you so much for being here. Sylvia, if you'd like, let me put in my email address. And then you can contact me, okay? If you'd like to contact me. If not, that's also okay. But I'm here. This is my email address. Priya Rani@outlook.com. Are you kidding me, Sam? Are you actually kidding me? That is insane. Can you like hook me up? Can I get a citizenship as well, please? Because I don't know, I've just had this thing about America, and I mean especially Hawaii. Your life is a movie. It really is a movie. Wow, I love it. I love that for you. That's some reason to get married. Oh my god, it is, isn't it? Oh my god. Wow. Thank you as always, Priya. Thank you, Greg. Take care. Bye, everybody. Love you. Take care. Okay, bye.